Okay, now we will move on and look at question 7. Okay, question 7a. Okay, given that a is 2 comma negative 5, okay, and then ab, okay, is given from the question negative 3 1. Okay, and then for it asks you to find, okay, the magnitude of AB. Okay, now for this case, right, okay, to find the magnitude of AB, since the column vector AB has already been given, okay, this is known as your column vector because they are arranged in a column. Okay, it's given. You can straight away apply the formula x square, which is negative 3 square, plus y square, which is 1 square. Okay, you can then after that calculate the answer, 3.16. Again, make sure you write down your units. Okay, so this is for your magnitude. Okay, AB. Okay, now moving on to part 2 now. Now part 2, they ask you to find the coordinates of B. Okay, so to find the coordinates of B, okay, you must think in terms of position vector. Okay, that means you need to find OB. Okay, because once you have the answer OB, you can straight away convert it into the coordinates that you need. Okay, now since you are using position vector, okay, recall the formula for position vector. Okay, and since AB is given, okay, we will make use of the vector AB. Okay, for position vector, always use the one at the back minus the one in front. Okay, substitute in the vector that you know. So AB is given from the question. I have negative 3 1. OB is what you need to find. Now for OA, okay, where can you find OA? Now the special thing for position vector is that from the position vector, okay, you can also know the coordinates. Okay, they are related. Okay, they are related. Okay, so for OA is actually 2 negative 5. Okay, so this is how you can convert, okay, the coordinates to the position vector. Okay, so now just solve like normal algebra. Okay, shift. Okay, a bit similar like matrices. Okay, just shift over. Okay, and find your answer for OB. Okay, and OB you will get negative 1, negative 4. Okay, so once you have your position vector of OB, straight away you can, okay, write down the answer for the coordinates. Therefore, coordinates of B is bracket negative 1 comma negative 4. Okay, so this is the answer they are looking for. We'll be continuing with question 7b. Okay, B part 1a. Okay, so this question asks us to find SR. Okay, now before you even try to solve vector, always take note what is the information given. Okay, and from the information given, okay, please indicate on your diagram first. Okay, so for the first one, okay, T is a midpoint of PR. Okay, so since T is a midpoint of PR, that means we can write down what are some of the new vectors we know. Okay, so that means PT, okay, or TP will be also vector B. Okay, next, Q QR is equals to 4QS. That means since QS is already A, SR is actually 3A. Okay, so this is the second thing we know of. Okay, now next. SX and XP 1 is to 4. Okay, so same thing. Write down 1 is to 4. Okay, so once you have written down all the information that has been given, now you can continue to solve. Okay, so if I want to find SR, okay, that means S is the starting point. Okay, R is the ending point. Okay, for this case, based on the information given, I already straight away don't know the answer. Okay, I already straight away know the answer must be 3A. Okay, so I write that down. Okay, remember your curly brackets. Okay, and then this, okay, indicate that this is your final answer. Okay, so this is for 7B IA. Okay, now next. Okay, now we will go on to find the vector SP. Okay, now so to find SP, same thing. Okay, always link the starting point to the ending point, so I can move from SR plus R to P. Okay, so S to R, R to P. Okay, again, okay, from your diagram, okay, you can see that some of the answers you already know. So for SR, you will have 3A, and RP, you will have 2B. Okay, again, straight away you know the answer. Alright, now next. QT. Okay, so from Q to T, okay, now you can use a ruler to join up. Okay, Q to T, okay, so this is what you want to find. Okay, so to find QT, okay, same thing. Okay, the starting point is Q, so Q must move to R plus R to T. Okay, so QR altogether I have 4A. RT is just B, which is given in the question. So again, this is your answer. Okay, so far we have solved A, B, C, and D. Okay, next. Question 7B, D. Okay, now they want you to find QX. Okay, so same thing. Okay, to find QX, QS. Okay, so I move from Q to S, followed by moving from, okay, so Q to S, and then S to X. Okay, so QS, continue to write down. Plus, okay, now, what is exactly Sx? Sx is actually 1 over 5 of Sp. Okay, so Sx is actually 1 over 5 of Sp. Okay, continue. Now Qs, I know the answer, so I can write down the vector is A plus 1 over 5. Okay, Sp you have already found in part A. Okay, you have already found the answer earlier on. Okay, this is from okay, you have already found this earlier on. Okay, expand and simplify. Okay, the A and A can still be simplified further. Okay, and then you will have your final answer, QX. Okay, next. Question 7D part 2. Okay, now for this question, right, they all talk about Q, X, and T. Okay, now so usually, okay, if you want to write anything, okay, this is a commonly tested question. So please make sure you go and remember. Okay, go and try again if need to remember how to do questions like this. Okay, you can either prove that Qx equals to K xt, or Qx equals to K Qt. Okay, anyone also can. Okay, so but for this question, which one do I choose? Now, why do I need to show this working? Okay, you need to show this working to prove, okay, to prove that the line is parallel. Okay, the line is, okay, not the line, okay, instead of the line, maybe say all the 3 points lies on the same straight line, or prove that Qx is parallel to Qt, or Qx is parallel to xt. Okay, so this part here is important. Okay, but which one should you choose? Okay, so now, okay, so for this question, okay, I will choose Qx equals to K Qt. Now, why do I choose these two? Okay, I choose these two because earlier question, they already asked you to find the answer for vector Qx and Qt. So I make use of what I have already been given, okay, and what I have already been found. Okay, so substitute your answer for Qx. Substitute your answer for Qt. Okay, so you must ask yourself, what must your value K be in order for the left hand side to be the same as the right hand side? Okay, so if you can't see it straight away, okay, you can continue with the working by comparison, okay, because you need to compare the left side and the right side. Okay, 2 over 5 equals to K. Therefore, K is equals to 2 over 5. Okay, now please do not stop here. Okay, your purpose is not to find K. Okay, continue to write down so how the equation or how the expression should looks like. Qx equals to 2 over 5 Qt. Okay, so you need to write down this first. So once you have written down this, okay, then you can write down the statement. Therefore, Qx and T, okay, are collinear. Now collinear, what does collinear means? Collinear also means that these 3 points lies on the same straight line. Okay, you can also write down, or Qx and T lies on the same, okay, straight line. Okay, so take note of these. Qx and T are collinear, or Qx and T lies on the same straight line. Okay. Now the last thing you can also talk about is you can also talk about their length. Okay, so for this case you can also say that length of QX is 2/5 times of QT. Okay, so you just need to write down one of these three answer. Okay, because alright, the question is only 1 mark, and take note, exam time, these two okay represents the same thing. Okay, represents the same thing. Okay, so it's either you write the first one or you write the second one. Okay, if you want to talk about them lying on the same straight line. Okay, next question 7, part 3A. Okay, now to find this ratio, okay, usually in order to calculate this answer, right, okay, standard is always usually the few method. Okay, there are 3 methods. Okay, method 1. Okay, now what is method 1? Method 1, okay, check if the height is the same. Okay, if the height is the same, then you can use half base times height. Okay, that means the two triangles must have the same height. Okay, or you can use half AB sine C. That means both of these triangles must share the same angle. Okay, so this is method 1. Method 2, okay, they must be similar triangle. And if they are similar triangle, then you can use the formula A1, A2 equals to L1 over L2 squared. Okay, now for method 3, okay, if both method 1 and 2 doesn't work, that means you must use the chain rule. Okay, now later on, okay, I will explain how to use the chain rule, because the last question you need to use the chain rule. Okay, but if you look at this question, QXP and QSP, okay, QSP and QXP, now if you notice, okay, they actually have the same height. Okay, they actually have the same height. Okay, same height. Now how do I know they have the same height? Now if you can't see where is it, now if you want to check whether they have the same height, always must make sure you find where is the height that can be used for both of these triangles first. Okay, now if you can't see it immediately, okay, one way you can do it is you can try to rotate your paper and see it in a different angle. Okay, so how do you rotate how do you rotate your triangle? Okay, let me select the triangle. Okay, I will try to rotate it. Okay, it's not 100%. Okay, so this is the best. Okay, so I try to rotate it. Now if you look carefully, right, okay, if I rotate it, okay, that means, okay, if I look at the smaller triangle, okay, this could be the height. Okay, and the height must always be parallel or perpendicular, sorry, okay, should be perpendicular to the base. So always check. Once you know your height, then check whether your base and the height are they perpendicular. If they are perpendicular, that means this height is accepted. Okay, so for both of these triangle, they share the same height. And because they share the same height, now you can start to calculate the answer. Okay, so that means I'm using method 1. Okay, method 1. So to use method 1, I can straight away write down half AB times half times base times height. Okay, once you know the base, okay, QXP, okay, write down the base. Okay, and then the height, because they just share the same height, you can write H. For QSP, okay, QSP, the base will be SP, and then the height H. Okay, take note, if your triangle is slanted, okay, then this, okay, can be the height. Okay, so now once you have done this, okay, you realize that your half and half can cancel, H and H can cancel off. Okay, substitute the XP and SP, okay, the ratio has been given, so XP is 4 and SP is 5. Okay, so this is your answer for question 7, okay, part 3A. Okay, and this is the part I think quite a number of you are stuck. Now for this question, right, both of these triangles, they do not have the same height, they are not similar as well, and they don't share the same angle. Therefore, you need to use chain rule. Okay, so for this question, okay, you need to use chain rule. Okay, now how to use chain rule? Now to use chain rule, right, always look back at previous question, previous part of the question to see if they have give you any clue. So previously, you have already found the answer for area of triangle QXP over area of triangle QSP. Okay, this is what you have found earlier. Okay, so in order to obtain what the question wants, okay, you need to multiply this, okay, with area of triangle QSP and area of triangle PQR. Okay, now if you look carefully, how do I know this is the ratio needed? Okay, the denominator will be what the denominator wants. Okay, and also if you multiply these two together, the QSP and QSP can be cancelled off. So you will get what the question wants once you multiply the ratio for these two sets of ratio. Okay, so now let's see how we find these two sets of ratio. Okay, we have already found out one of the ratio. Okay, so earlier on we found out that the answer is 4 over 5 multiplied by. Now again, these two triangles, they actually have the same height, QSP and PQR. So where is the height? Okay, the height is actually from the top, okay, which is the highest in P, all the way down 90 degrees. So this is your height. Okay, so once you know the height, check the base to see whether the height at the base is it 90 degree. Okay, so once you know the height, you should also be able to find out whether your base is correct. Okay, so once you have done this, okay, use half times base times height. So QSP, the base must be QS. PQR, so the base must be QR. Okay, again, half can cancel off, H and H can cancel off. That means, okay, you were left with QS. Okay, look at the ratio in the diagram. I have 1 unit. QR altogether is 4. Okay, multiply them. The answer you get should be 1/5.